Hey there guys, the Champ Jug here. We're going to jump into some arena games today with some Grixis Loris. So let's jump on in and see how we go. So I have put up a deck tech for this deck in a previous video, so do go check that out if you want to know a little bit more about it. Otherwise, thanks for joining in and I hope you enjoy the ride. Okay, up against Lazy Ninja here, we will of course play first. Okay, so this is not the greatest hand in the world with only 2 lands, but we do have turn 1 Opt into turn 2 Thought Erasure, which is not bad. It does cost us a bit of life, so hopefully we're not against an aggro deck. Rampage is also not the world's best removal against a proper aggro deck, but anyway, we'll see what happens. We've got the Jace in here, so it's unlikely to run aggro. Okay, blue-green, I assume this is a ramp deck. Could be Bant, could be Sultai. Fire up and Opt. Murderous Rider is nice, but I can't cast it. What I'm looking for is a land here. But I could just get another Murderous Rider. Shove in the Thought Erasure. See what my opponent's on. Okay, Simic Flash by the looks of it, so I'm going to go ahead and take this Nightpack Ambusher. Mystical Dispute is nice, but I already have one and I really don't want to be missing land drops in this match. Next turn will probably be stuff, although if I don't hit a land, it'll probably be Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to shuck in again, which sucks, but it means I can Cruxa and okay. So I'm going to be doing my best to hold up Dispute from this point, because they could flash in the oldie Ambusher, maybe the land next turn. So this will allow us to draw it one step. Although honestly, I think I just draw now, so that if I do hit the land, I wish it would stop trying to tap my blue sauce, because it's making it really obvious when I'm tapping like this, making it really obvious I can dispute. But yeah, doing that then meant if I had hit a land, I could play it. Okay, favorite passage, excellent. Okay, I think I just picked up another blue source. Okay, so if I Cruxa here, it does mean I'm open to a Nightpack Ambusher, but I do have an answer for it in Murderous Rider. I think I just hold up though. It's not all that clean. I should have got another black or red source to bring back Cruxa. I have Makey to Mistakey. Okay, so I hold up. So I've got Mystical Dispute and or Shark Typhoon. So if they go in with the Borrower, I can Typhoon up a blocker. No. I don't know why it's prioritizing holding up the Blood Crypt. It's not like I could play Angrath's Rampage. Okay, that's fine. Force them to waste a Borrower. here, I'm going to fetch up a black. Back Kroxa. So I'm going to try and keep Soul Guide Lantern in there because it's something I can play out of the graveyard. If I hit Loris, I was going to say I think they can have counter magic here for the Kroxa with only 2 mana open, and this does put them in a bit of a bind. They could have another Borrower to bounce it. Yep, that's fine. I can do that. Opt is nice. Okay, they drop a Dispute. So I can play Rampage and still hold up Dispute. So I think I do that. This puts the race a little bit more in my favour. Dovin's Veto is absolutely fine. Unfortunately, because of the way I've tapped, I can't respond with Rider. But that's okay. Neither of the Borrowers can block the Kroxa, and I can put them next turn. Obviously, they're going to try to flash in Borrower here, so I'll Dispute. Teferi is unfortunate. Sorry about that, had to just go close down another program. Thought Erasure is not what I want to see here.
I can no longer stand by and watch. Let's try this.
Okay, so what can I do here? Let's start with Temple of Deceit. Don't need another land, so obviously I need to kill the Borrower. I can actually kill both Teferi and Borrower at this point.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
I'll actually save Heartless Act until... no, I think I'll do it now because that'll give them another draw step to draw counter magic. Excellent. That's fine.
Slow this down.
This is not what I want to see, but whatever. So this is a weird Bant flash list. So, I think I try to play out the Rider here. And then I think I replay Kroxa. And I think I just hold this up and bluff the... Ah, they've got Teferi, there's no point bluffing a Dispute.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Okay, so I think at this point I swing. Of course I go face. Red. Black. Play Kroxa from hand to get to discard, so bringing Kroxa back from the graveyard is lethal. That's fine. Resolve. Decline, I don't need it. Oh, I can't bring back the other one. Silly me. That's fine. End of turn, I can chuck Typhoon.
Trust me, I have a plan.
So this means there's 2 creatures they need to deal with, and also the threat of Kroxa out of the graveyard. So first things first, I go for attacks. That's fine. So they obviously need to block one of them. Doesn't really matter which at this point. And I think I go Loris into Kroxa. So they could be holding up another Ethergust, so if I go like this, get another crack on the board. I don't think there's a 2-mana spell that stops that from hitting the board. Okay, so holding up Borrower. So, yep, again, that play makes sense. So next turn, they have to bounce something with Teferi and hold this guy up. I'll just get rid of the Borrower. Yeah, so they can't afford to attack next turn unless they get something else onto the board. Growth Spiral. Bounce. It looks like they're going for Loris, which is silly because I can just replay it and Kroxa anyway, unless they've got a counter spell there.
I've got time.
This does get them a look at another card. Yep, they don't attack. Didn't expect them to. Loris, Kroxa. Yep, I'll take that action. No attacks. Play this. And then end of turn I can draw. Teferi's fine.
I know my responsibility.
Yep, I thought I might go for that.
Might be a bad idea.
I think they should have done that previously. And that's game. Excellent. Okay, so what do I want here? What do I not want here? Mystical Dispute is good. So Dreadhorde Butcher's helpful here. Chandra can be good, because it can't be countered. Maya's Grasp is helpful just as repeatable removal. I don't know how good it is. I think Noxious Grasp is definitely better. So I'll take Noxious Grasp over Angrath's Rampage because I can play it at instant speed. I might trim one Kroxa. Extinction Event is also a bit less helpful because of the sorcery speed, and opponent goes first so I can take out a land, and we'll see how we go like this. Narset would be nice, but it can be difficult to cast and obviously difficult to resolve against the flash deck. So we'll see how we go with this plan. This hand looks pretty good. I've got early pressure and a lot of early disruption. So I think I go turn 1 Temple of Malice. Okay, so I can actually turn 1 Watery Grave to keep Pocket available. It does hurt me a little bit, but that's fine. So the aim here will be turn 2 Dreadhorde Butcher and then start hitting their hand, I think. So obviously Dreadhorde Butcher is more effective the earlier you get it down. It does leave it a little exposed. Okay, but they've only got 1 green mana up. So they can't bounce with that, they can't do much of anything with that. so it looks like they don't have blue mana at the moment. Murderous Rider, more instant speed interaction, I'll take it. Double Butcher, even better. Okay, that was silly of me. Obviously I needed to play Blood Crypt there, but we'll just go for Thought Erasure. Okay, so I think I just take the Ambusher. Untap land seems good. I wonder why they didn't play the blue source last turn. Okay, they're still not playing the blue source. So again, I have the opening for Dreadhorde Butcher. Will not make the same mistake again. So the likely thing we see here is a bounce from Borrower, or they bring in the Ambusher. I think what we do is attack, get them to play the Ambusher, kill it with Rider, and then follow up with Temple of Malice for the Scry. Okay, that's fine. Probably unwilling to trade the Ambusher, because even if I'm not holding up anything, the Dreadhorde would have traded with it. So this means we can Thought Erasure. Spell, that's also fine. They can't play Ambusher this turn. Do I want to play Dreadhorde Butcher back onto the battlefield just so it's one less thing to do next turn? Actually, I think what I do is Corruptor. I assume they get rid of the Spectral Sailor. Excellent. And we'll see what they do next turn. Okay, so Temple of Malice. Do I need another untapped land at this point? Not really. Okay, so if I hold up Rider, they Borrower at end of turn. Because it'll be obvious that I'm holding up something. If I don't play Dreadhorde Butcher, it's obvious that I'm holding something. So I think what I do here is Thought Erasure. Yeah. So I can at least get rid of the Borrower. It is a little unfortunate that they'll have Ambusher on the field for a turn, but not the end of the world. Do I want Shark Typhoon? I think so. Play this out. So they will get their token here, but I will be able to kill the Ambusher in the turn afterwards. And I'm almost at the point where I can bring back Croc. I do have to take a hit here, unfortunate. Okay, so I can play Dreadhorde Butcher here. I'm going to risk it and swing with both. It does mean they can get back for 5 next turn once they flash in the Borrower, but I can't block the Borrower anyway. I don't think they trade here. Okay, they do, so I take 3 next turn. But the turn after that, I can bring in Shark Typhoon. I've also got Crocs. So I go down to 5 here, which is obviously not what I want. Growth Spiral, that's fine, it means they're not playing anything relevant this turn. Okay, so Temple of Deceit's good. Give me a nice Scry, I don't need a Swamp. So I swing with the Butcher here. And I think I just hold Actually, no. I'm going to bring back Croxa. I'll get this last card out of there. It's a bit unfortunate to get rid of a Butcher. It's something I can bring back to Loris. Okay, do they have a counter spell here? Ethergast. I'm happy to take that actually. Even just playing it for the 2 and getting 3 damage in is not bad. Beautiful. Okay. The other option I have is playing out my Murderous Rider. And I think I do that. And hope that my Shark sticks next turn. This is a fairly aggressive line. It does mean they could have me dead next turn. You know, if they have another Borrower to bounce this. They do not. Excellent. Beautiful. And Flash defeated. So that was a pretty handy victory. I didn't actually think I would do that well against Flash decks. I've had some success against the Izzet Tempo Flash, but the only other time I've come up against a Simic-based Flash with this list that did lose. There's a slightly different version of this list, to be fair. But yeah, that went pretty cleanly. It's strange I didn't see a Nissa in that deck. I know a lot of the Simic Flash decks were playing that. Okay, this hand, again, not fantastic, but I can passage, crack it for blue, turn 2 Thought Erasure, and try to hit a 3rd land. It sounds like a better plan against cards. Although against an aggro deck, instant regret. So I haven't played against any actual aggro decks in a while. Just to see how this goes. Okay, Sculptus Crusader. Suboptimal, but what can I do? Okay, so if I crack the Angrath Rampage, I obviously sack this, put an extra counter on this, and I go down to 15. But it's still better. Okay, look, it's spending a card to save 1 damage actually. I don't think that's the way we win this game. Let's take a look at the here. Okay, Fervent Champion, not what I want to see. Inspiring Veteran, definitely not. They will be able to Embercleave quite soon, but I think I need to get rid of the Veteran. Tap land is too slow, I need to pitch that. Hope I get an untapped one. Excellent. It is a shock land, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Veteran Champion is unfortunate. Okay. Can't play Rider. Okay, I don't think I have a way out of this, so I'm just gonna end this here and not show them more of my deck. So at this point they probably think I'm a Dimir control list. So, Soul Guide Lantern, not too helpful here. Mystical Dispute, definitely not helpful. Thought Erasure, also not that great. Cry of the Carnarium seems good. Maya's Grasp is definitely good. Enter the God Eternals is also good. Chandra could be good. She is a bit expensive, but she can wipe the board and put a bit of pressure on. Noxious Grasp could be good. Why is this Maya's Grasp still not in here? I'll go for the Noxious Grasp just to have a little bit more removal. And so I could put in a couple of Dreadhorde Butchers just to try and contest the board a little bit, or I could put in a couple of Thought Erasures to try to pick off potential Embercleaves. I think either of those plans are just about as good as the other. I'm going to try the butcher approach. It can, potentially kill off 2 1/1s, trade with a 2/2. It's effectively just a bad removal spell. Okay, not the greatest hand I've ever seen in my life, but I've got a couple of early removals. I've got Typhoon to make a blocker and draw, and Enter the God Eternals to work towards, which is a good card in aggro matchups. So I'll take this. I think I start on Blood Crypt. I usually start on Watery Grave to enable the turn 2 Thought Erasure, but I don't have Thought Erasure. Do I shock in to hold Grasp up? Yeah, I think I do. That enables me to play Loris the turn after. Okay. I do get punished for it here as I can't hit a Crusader with this. Okay, do I cry here or try to hang on to it for extra value? Okay, I think I Rider here. I don't want him to draw a card. And hope that they play a couple of small creatures this turn. Yep, Inspiring Veteran. Venerable Knight, beautiful. So, Cry here is great. Do really need to start hitting land triggers though. Champion, yep. Card advantage sucks, but what can I do? Okay. So, do I answer something on their board, or try to get down Loris? I think I killed the Contender. Play this tapped. So next turn, if I draw an untapped land, I can Loris and reclaim my Grasp. Ooh, Empathy, that's not what I want to say. Yep, just dumps their hand here. Stick to the event would be fantastic here. Unfortunately, I don't get that. So, what do I do? I've got Noxious Grasp to kill off the Contender. The Diesel, so I've got facing 2 for +5, that's 9 damage, plus an Embercleave on that. So that becomes 10, I'm facing 14 damage next turn. Do I have a way out? That won't do it. Neither will that. So I think the plan here is pray that they put Cleave on the Contender. It's unlikely they will. 6, 7, 8, 9. Can still play Cleave at this point. Yep. So I have to do this to make it at the plate tonight. We have a Legion and GG. Okay, Okay, so that did buy me a turn. Unfortunately, I needed this to be a non-shock land so that I could play Enter the God Eternals, which still wouldn't have saved me. I really needed an answer to that. So, we'll pack that in. Okay, up against Secret World Alex, I will take the play. This is kind of a middling hand. The opts are nice. Mystical Dispute is either great or awful. More land would have been nice, but opt helps us get there. Extinction Event's good if you're up against an aggro. Loris is just always nice to see. So I'm going to shock in Steam Vents to hold up opt. Okay, so this could be Sultai Ramp, or it could be some other thing. I did run into an Abzan control list earlier today. I don't expect this to be that again, but who knows. Another Loris, probably not what I need right now. If I do need to draw back to that later, I can do that through Fabled Passage to shuffle my deck. So I've got Mystical Dispute and Opt available here. Okay, John. Okay, so if this is John Food, that's also a bad matchup for us. But let's see what we can do. Yeah, John Food it is. Angrath's Rampage could be nice. So as much as I'd like to play Loris here, I think hitting their hands is a little more important. Let's see what we've got. So yeah, Loris can be claimed the first bond. I think I get rid of Vraska here. Mystical Dispute's not very helpful in this match. If I draw a land, I can Extinction Event this board. They don't have a sacrifice outlet yet. Yep, that's fine. There's the land. So that gets rid of one cat. I'm surprised they didn't tap to make a food there. I think that was a misplay on their part. Mayhem Devil, not ideal, but I do have a fairly clean answer to that. Do I hold up Dispute here or play out Loris? I think I play out Loris. Shocking in to hold up Dispute's a little bit obvious and it's just very easy to punish. They could play the firstborn into a sack outlet here, but we don't know. Okay, so I'm going to get in, try to gain a bit of life back. Excellent, and I think I just hold up Rider and Dispute at this point. It's not often I get to get ahead on board in these matchups. Okay, so there's no point trying to counter this. Okay, so I think I'm better off doing this. I lose 2 life instead of 3. And they also don't get a turn. It's, you know, not the best play in the world, but it's the play I've got. Sword Erasure seems good here. Okay, I don't need another land. So get in with the rider, gain a bit more life. And then I potentially have a dispute for an expensive play next turn. Otherwise I've got rider enabled. Okay, so they are down to 10, taking quite a bit of damage. They have drawn quite badly this game. Okay, that was a very handy mystical dispute in the end. Okay, Shark Typhoon seems okay here. Can punish a priest activation. I'm going to swing in with the rider. So yeah, fortunately my opponent's drawn quite badly in this game. This is not a good matchup for me. I doubt they'll try to block here. Priest is too valuable to them. Okay, so they draw a card, get 2 mana, and I lose 2 life if I let that go ahead. So I can do the Typhoon as a sacrificial creature if I need to. I think honestly at this point I just bring in the Typhoon anyway. Yep, that's fine. Gilded Goose. Yep. Okay, so what's the play here? If I try to kill one of the priests, obviously they can activate all this in response. Similarly, if I try to flash this in, they can activate in response. I should have killed a priest in response to the Goose coming in. That's fine. Considering the priest route, it seems fine. They don't want to keep gaining life. Yep, gain a bit of life. Okay, is there anything in my graveyard I can bring back with Loris? There is not. That doesn't make it a bad play, however. We'll get in with the Shark token. They could just be holding priority from the food and just trying to mess with me. But let's see what we'd have got. Okay, so shock in. Don't want to shock in, but I'd like to have the mana open before committing this to the board, so if they try some shenanigans I can counter. Yep. Shock in the land. 12 gold. Okay, so if I dispute here, they pay, but they're left with 1 mana open. So I think what I do here is let it resolve. Trigger on the stack. Murderous Rider. They of course sacrifice to Witch's Oven. So they draw a card there. But they don't draw a card here. Does mean I've lost my body, which sucks. Okay, Trail of Crumbs, that's a good draw for them. Obviously if they'd drawn that earlier in the game, this would be a very different game. Mystical Dispute, Temple of Deceit. Don't need the Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage can be a liability in these matchups if they land a Mayhem Devil. So swing here, they have to block one of them. Yep, so they lose their Priest. Start drawing. Cauldron Familiar is a little bit annoying. Nothing I can do about it though. Just invalidates the attacks from Loris. Gilded Goose can this. And they can now start going Bonanza with their card draw. Croxa would be nice. Croxa would be very nice. Opponent's taking their sweet turn thinking. Oh, what did I say? Yep. So they do this little shenanigan. Draw into the Gilded Goose. So the question now becomes, do I leave Crocs in the graveyard to recur with Loris to combat their card draw, or do I bring it back? I think I need to bring it back to just have another body on the board to pressure them. It does leave me vulnerable to claim the first one, but I don't think I win this game by playing a Croxa for 2 each turn, given how many cards they can draw. Ooh, Obosh. That's a good draw. So obviously they don't want to discard that. They're thinking about it. Okay. And this is also forcing them to chew through their food a bit faster. So I will attack here. There's usually no point attacking into a Cauldron Familiar and open food, but I want to get them to chew through their foods faster so that they stop drawing from it. And getting rid of the goose there means they can only produce food as easily. So at this point we're just really hoping they don't draw claim the first one. Another pair of crumbs, that's fine. That they do this now. It means that when I attack, it means they can't do that when I attack, basically. So the Trail of Crumbs is good for them. Keeps the food production going. Okay, but next turn they have to block Croxa. So they've gained a fair bit of life, but yeah, they'll probably block Croxa here, which means I gain 3 and they take 3 from the Sharp Typhoon. Let's get the Scry. Fabled Passage, again, not very helpful. Move to attacks. Yep, so they have to block Croxa here or they die. I'm not happy about them drawing this many cards. I'm definitely not happy about them drawing into another oven. And another cat. The only good thing is that with these Trail of Crumbs activations they can't draw claim the first one. They can still draw it naturally or through Loctwain, but Trail of Crumbs is only permanence, and Claim the Firstborn is what I'm most worried about at the moment. At the moment, my Loris gave me back a bit of life, but I'm losing to the cats. And then now that they have 2 cats and 2 ovens, a little bit less so. Okay, that really sucks. I'm gonna dispute it just so they have less mana for shenanigans. Yep, I assume they're gonna ping down Loris. Another Cauldron Familiar doesn't really matter at this point. So they can probably kill off both my Loris and my Shark. It's been a while since I played Sacrifice, so I'm a little not as good as I used to be at all the counting. Sacrifice food, ping me for 1, yep. Okay, so obviously we kill off this Mayhem Devil, they sack it to Witch's Oven. Get another ping in. Attack with both again, force them to use their food. Just whittle down their resources as much as I can. Unfortunately, they're still gaining a butt ton of life. Okay, definitely didn't want to see that. So they get 5 pings off the devil this turn, I think. I just get a fast turn because there's nothing I can do at this point in the game. They either kill me here or they don't. Looks like they do. Drawing into another Mayhem Devil. It's a very good draw for them. Yep. Do it just to go down their time a bit. Give them the GG regardless. Okay. So obviously Mystical Dispute's not super helpful here. Cry of the Carnarium could be very helpful. Maya's Grasp is nice as some repeatable removal. Enter the God Eternal is not that useful. Witch's Oven kind of invalidates it. Again, Dreadhorde Butcher could help me contest the battlefield a little bit. So yeah, any sort of targeted removal does tend to be invalidated by Witch's Oven. Obviously I want to keep some. I like this because it's repeatable. This is instant speed. Murderous Rider loses a bit of value because I often lose the body if they Witch's Oven, and the taking 2 life is more relevant in a matchup like this. Chandra could be good here, again just as a board wipe. Butcher could be good here. Extinction Event's helpful. Carnarium's helpful. I think we cut down the Croxer because it's vulnerable to Claim the Firstborn. So is Loris. So is Dreadhorde Butcher. As I said, this is a bad matchup for me. No, actually, I think Thought Erasure is good here. Soul Guide Lantern, potentially helpful depending on timing. Typhoon, less helpful. Do I want to bring in the Butchers? I don't think I do. I think I just go like this and hope they draw badly again. Not the best hand in the world, but not the worst hand in the world either. I think I go Temple of Deceit. Loris is nice. Loris is always nice. Okay. No turn 1 Cat or Oven is nice. Okay, so I think I need to take the Oven here. I don't like to see either of these 3 cards, but this is the sort of critical engine piece. An untapped non-shock lands. I'll take that. Okay, so they almost definitely play Mayhem Devil here. So I have Rider available, opt if they don't. Okay, they choose not to. Trying to play around removal, I guess. Fulgent Familiar is fine. Oh, Shark Typhoon's not bad. So again, I hold up Rider for the Devil. If they don't play it, I've got Shark Typhoon. They do play it, so Crackling Passage here. Another black source. We're pretty greedy for black in this deck. Obviously they get in with the cat. Another removal spell would have been nice. Play Kobold next turn. Play out the Blood Crypt. This way we've got a few ways to get to double black, double red Proxer if we need to. Okay, they don't play Kobold this turn, that's good.
I only did. Pity we couldn't have been allies.
I could have used the life link there. Okay, this is looking worse and worse for us. I think we just hold up Shark Typhoon for end of turn. Oven. Devil. Yeah, this game is looking very over.
Alive for alive.
So get a 3/3 shark here. Thought Erasure is good here. I can snag the Kobold. that sucks. Rider's nice. That's fine. So I want to do this before they get the food token to return the familiar. Does mean they can kill me next turn regardless. They've obviously spotted as well, but we'll be a good spot and let them kill us. Oh, double mate. Good draw. Yeah, so I was playing Rakdos Sacrifice through most of Eldraine Standard. I did quite enjoy it. I do still think it's a good deck. Obviously, Jon's Sacrifice is a great deck as well. It's a bit nostalgic for me. First constructed deck I ever built was a black-red Sacrifice deck, just for casual games during Urza Block. Okay, we're up against Kenjutsu. We'll take the play. This isn't a great hand. I don't have much to do here. It's really terrible if they're aggressive. It's really actually quite terrible if they have any early plays that aren't blue. I think I put them all. Try to find something a little more proactive. Okay, this hand is better. I think I ship the opt. Play Fabled Passage first turn for blue, Thought Erasure turn 2, and then turn 3 I have Loris or Rider. Reveals very little information to my opponent. Okay, so Tamor, could be Reclamation, could be Adventures, more likely to be Reclamation. So I've so far had roughly a 50-50 matchup against Reclamation. I've only played one game against Adventures, which surprisingly I won. I wasn't expecting to. Yep, okay, so this is definitely Reclamation. So there's arguments to be made for any of these cards. Uro is probably the least valuable because they get it back at some point. Expansion Explosion could be annoying. I think I just take the Growth Spiral and slow them down a little bit. I don't see this being relevant anytime soon, especially given I have the Rider. It'll take them a little while to bring back Uro. So I think what I'm going to play out Loris. They're going to feel pressured to answer because everyone overvalues this card. Yeah, might be able to get an Explosion trying to kill this once they have enough mana. Okay, so this looks like they're holding up a dispute. No, it's upped. That's fine. So they're filling their yard a little bit quicker than I anticipated. That's fine though. Get in for 3. I'm going to shock in the Watery Grave. I'll leave the Blood Crypt for later. So I can shock Typhoon at end of turn if I want to. Obviously I will hold this up for as long as I can. Although, at this point I've essentially paid for it because I didn't play anything this turn. I think it's better. I take it back. I think it's better to use my mana as proactively as possible. Yeah, a longer game is going to potentially favour the Reclamation player. Like, they can go well over the top of what my deck does. So I don't think getting in for 5 is terrible here. They can't cycle their shark to block my Loris. What I will do is kill it before they can do so. Unfortunately means they're very close to bringing back Uro and I no longer have removal. But I think I just deal with that problem when I get to it. And I think I need to start playing Red Nala at some point so that Croxa is available if and when I come across him. Okay, Reclamation, not what I want to see. So if I play this, I'm really playing into Storm's Wrath. Let's just start by attacking, seeing what they've got. I do think they just need to get a bit more pressure on board though. Realistically, if they have Storm's Wrath, this isn't going to bring me back. They just tapped. And see what they do. Holding up something here. Thassa's intervention, not bad. What have you got for me, Kenjutsu? Hardcast Shark Typhoon, that sucks. Okay, killed the Dragonfire, 2-2. Okay. So I can get in for 5 here if I use the Heartless Act. And then they definitely play Uro. Almost definitely play Uro. And they go back up to 8. Sorry, back up to 6. Start gaining life and drawing cards. But if I don't close this game out quickly, particularly now they've got a Shark Typhoon down, it does not go well for me. Basically, each passing turn puts this game into my grasp at this point. They can of course cast a massive explosion at the end of this turn as well, and get a very big Sharky boy. Go with the Uro to gain a bit of life. The hacked on with the explosion. Any removal I drew would have been lethal. Wilderness Rack. I can actually do both at this point. Can still do a nice explosion here. They're actually ahead of me on time. The other day I saw someone click all of their lands like this basically instantly, and I don't know how. It could have just been a lag issue on my end, but judging from the speed of this guy's tapping, he's probably not the most experienced Reclamation player. But, you know, it's polite to let them get their practice in. So he's going to get a 14-14 Shark here. Yep. And it's going to get me. Oh, 18-18. My bad. 14 damage. I forgot the 4 still counts towards the CMC. I'll shut up now. See what else he does. I don't know what else he would want to do. Oh, he has to discard down, doesn't he? Okay, Loris is not going to save me, so we'll give him the GGs and move on. N2. So I've definitely been finding the Reclamation matchup harder since getting to Platinum. There also seems to have been some changes in the deck list since the online tournament that happened recently. Okay, so obviously Butcher's good here to apply pressure. Soul Guide Lantern helps me answer Uro. And Narset is great at stopping explosions and Ghost Spirals and Opt and all manner of other things. So what do we get rid of? So Heartless Act and Noxious Grasp do basically the same thing. Kill an Uro. Noxious Grasp is more flexible. Heartless Act can also take down the shark tokens though. They both do the same thing as Rampage, but at instant speed, so Rampage is an easy cut. Murderous Rider and these are all sort of filling the same gap. With 3 Soul Guide Lanterns, I probably don't need all the Extinction events. I might keep 1 just as a safety release valve. So Murderous Rider also doubles as a body, which is nice. So I think maybe I lose the Heartless Acts. And I have 3 more cards to cut. I could cut Croxa. I don't really want to. I don't really want to go below 6 removals because this could be a version of Reclamation that brings in Nightpack Ambushes. I guess I can cut a couple of Opts. And maybe a Shark Typhoon. So what we're looking for here is, obviously we'll go first, what we're looking for is an early Dreadhorde Butcher for pressure, maybe some hand hate. Okay, this would be great if I had the red mana to cast this. But I do have Mystical Dispute, I do have Narset, so I'm inclined to keep this. I'm going to lead off with the Scribe. You're not red mana. I think I do need to be aggressive about finding mana at this point. Opponent leads on an Opt. So I think I lead on an Opt of my own. You're not mana. Okay, that's nice to have. Shock in to keep Dispute open. And it's pretty obvious that's what I've got, but they have also seen Opt, so that's also an option for what I could have. Okay, you are mana, so I'm going to go with the Butcher first. Okay, so judging from the speed there, if they are holding something up here, it's probably Mystical Dispute, so it's good I went with this over Thought Erasure. I'm still going to hold Dispute up. Uro, I think I do Dispute this. I don't want them to ramp, and I don't want them to gain life. And so I could Thought Erasure here, but I think I go for Narset. I'm not going to activate Narset
are bound by threads of time.
because they could have Scorching Dragonfire, and this way they need to burn 2 of them to kill her off. So they could have Reclamation here, which obviously will suck. Got the Scorching Dragonfire, that's fine, so no Reclamation. Let's get into the hand. Dispute is fine. Go for an Opt. Okay, land is good. So we'll go for that Uro, obviously. And next turn, if I draw a land, I can Loris into Dreadhorde Butcher. This is a very effective Uro lock. With these two cards out, they're very unlikely to play Uro if they draw into them. And it also keeps them out of Explosion being an effective card. Okay, you are not a land. I will play Loris regardless. Okay, so they've got some sort of play here. Some instant interaction. Could be Sharknado. What is its actual name? Shark Typhoon. No one ever uses that name. If it is a Typhoon, there's not much I can do about it. Okay. So they're going to try and get Blast Zone up to 3 to kill both Narset and Loris. Wilderness Reclamation, okay. So that means next turn I should activate Narset to get some value out of her. Except that she won't survive that long. So they can pump and activate Blast Zone this turn. And they would be foolish not to. So I guess in response I draw a card. Okay, they don't do it. That's bizarre. Okay, so make sure I get my value out of Narset. That's fine. We knew this might happen. So if I dispute this, they can pay it, but then they can't Blast Zone the Loris. I don't think it's worth it.
I have just the trick for this.
Well, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, I can't get Butcher out because they exiled it. Either way, they can't kill off Loris this turn actually. So we just do like this. And I think actually to get some value out of Loris before they kill it, we go like this. Draw a card and then play this again out of my graveyard. If I shock in, no, I don't have enough red to play Croxa twice. Would I rather play Croxa here or play the Soul Guide? I think I'll play the Soul Guide to make sure I'm getting as much value out of Loris as I can. It doesn't really matter what I take. I still want to hold up Dispute. Holding up Grasp isn't terrible, but it doesn't seem like they have ambushes. Red Spiral's fine. I'm not going to counter that. Fabled Passage is fine. Yep. I assume this is where they do their Blast Zone shenanigans. Okay, they could have an explosion here. Looks like they're going for it. They must know I have counter magic. I mean, obviously I can do this. Why they didn't leave the third untapped. My turn. Draw a card. So I am in a nice position here. Definitely not. Definitely far from over this game. This isn't a bad position to be in. Why are they holding priority? Okay, Thought Erasure is not particularly helpful here. So. Croxa. now really need to start finding an answer to Loris, because I can just, even without the extra red to escape, I can just replay Crocs's return for 3 damage. I think I shock in. My life total is still nice and high. Sorry, I still have Grasp enabled. So how many expansions is that? Just 1 so far. What are they holding priority for? And they can't even activate Blast Zone at the moment. I could Thought Erase just to get the Surveil. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just draw the card at the end of their turn with Lantern, if it comes to that. Okay, Thassa's Intervention. Can't do anything about it. Also Vantress, that's a good pull for them. Scry every turn. Okay, it's strange that they would choose to do that now. Rather than at my end step. It means that their mana's locked down during my turns. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana up and 1 card in hand. So I think, do we Croxa first? I think we Thought Erasure first. Okay, those are all good. Yep. Okay, that worked out well for us. Okay, so they don't have Ambusher. They only have Croxa, so between, I think, sorry, not Croxa, Uro. So I think between 4 Riders, an Extinction Event, and 3 Soulguide Lanterns, I'm pretty well covered for Uro. So I can maybe cut down Noxious Grasp. There's 4, 5. Although I really do want to be able to answer it as soon as it comes into play. So they're on the play this turn, so I can trim a land, and so Chandra could be useful here. Just a little bit slow. So Opt or Shark Typhoon? I think I go Shark Typhoon. And keep like this. Yeah, I'd rather just have a couple more answers to Uro because of how quickly it takes over a game if it's left unanswered. Basically want to make sure I always have an answer to it. Okay, I've got Dreadhorde Butcher and Mystical Dispute backup. Loris to replay it if it's not exiled. It's a good opening hand. Obviously it's definitely not to carry us all the way, but we'll see how we go. So this could be a Growth Spiral. If it is, I'd counter it. If it's not, Butcher. This could be a Growth Spiral. Could be Brazen Borrower. Okay, it's not Growth Spiral or Borrower. I wonder what they were holding up. Shark Typhoon, maybe? Okay, so play this. Get in with Butcher. Play a Croxa. And I still got Dispute held up next turn. do wonder what they're holding up. It has to be Shark Typhoon. I haven't seen Ethergust from them. And if it was Spiral, Arc, Borrower, they would have just played it already. It has to be Shark Typhoon, and they don't want to do it because they want the token. 4 lands, Wilderness Reclamation, that's unfortunate. I really need to start drawing some lands, so obviously Narset's a great card here. But I can't play and hold Dispute up. Could have a Dispute of their own. I think I still risk it anyway. I could get blown out here if they have counter and then an Butcher.
There are
Okay,
so
I don't
many
tick down.
mysteries to uncover.
I'm really glad that resolved. My defenses are down for a turn, but I now have 2 permanents that they really need to answer. One that'll kill them, one that stops their deck from functioning properly. Yep. Okay, so they got something here. Could just be a Scry. No, not a Scry. Explosion kill Narset? Or Explosion kill Butcher? So if they kill Butcher, they take 4, they're down to 7. But I'm stuck on 3 lands. Okay, so it looks like it is Explosion. You're obviously in a bind. Killing Narset means the next Explosion matters. Oh, okay, Shark Typhoon. I have considered that as well, but okay, so they don't get value, which is great. Unfortunately, I don't have the extra black source. To play Rider, which would have totally blown them out here. So that sucks. So I think what I do is attack, trade for the Shark, and then I've got Dispute held up. Otherwise, end of turn, I can cycle Shark Typhoon. Either way, their boards reset and I can hopefully surprise them with Butcher. Okay, they choose not to block. Interesting. So they're going to try and kill off Narset. So I will cycle Typhoon to make a blocker here and draw a card. Fingers crossed it's a land. Could have removal for the token, but it means they need to burn a removal spell on the token. Yep. Oh, they accidentally targeted me with a card draw. Oh dear. Okay, so do I just replay Narset? Or do I try to pressure them a bit further with a second Butcher? So obviously they were hoping to kill Narset and then play Explosion to draw out of this. So they've got me on a 2-turn clock, I've got them on a 2-turn clock. Butcher, get in for 6. I think I go for 6. Okay, I have the counter, that's fine. I'm really getting punished by my lack of lands here. Okay, so they need to exile this. Gus's intervention, so they're digging for an answer. Let's see if they found it. There has to be either bounce or exile base removal to answer this. See, if I win this stuck on 3 lands, I'll feel so. Ah, there we go. There we go. 3 lands, guys. That's how you do it. Okay, so 2 and 2, even for the day. Back up to Platinum 3 where we started. I'll wrap this one up here. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and have yourselves a great day.